had a guy stop talking to me because he said I had too many kids, but he knew how many kids I had when we first started talking. But he said the more he thought about it, he didn't want to take care of my two younger kids, the ones that are 5 and 6. The ones from my ex-husband. He said if he didn't want to take care of his responsibilities, why should I? Now, here's the thing. This particular person had a dependency issue. He was a recovering alcoholic. And I didn't hold it against him because I said he has a good job. He has a good head on his shoulders. I like where he was going in life, and who am I to judge someone off of their past or their past addictions? So for me personally, for you to sit there and say you don't want to deal with my kids, I didn't ask you to be their dad. I didn't ask you to take up any responsibility. In fact, let's normalize not wasting people's time, especially, or normalize saying this is what I'm bringing to the table and this is what you're bringing to the table. This is what you're struggling with. This is what I'm struggling with. And let's see if we want to do that.
I thought that's what he
But don't
did.
waste people's time.
I thought that's what he did. That's the whole idea of courting, right? Or vetting a person or interacting with a person and finding out more about them is that you can figure out what you will and won't live with, right? Like the whole idea behind what she's saying and what she's saying that he did is it makes sense. I think that she's just heard about it, and that's why she brought up his dependency issue. And I don't know what that dependency is. It could be drugs, it could be alcohol. It's just funny that she brought up a dependency issue to try to justify the fact that she think that she's a good catch. Listen, it's a lot of people that's living with delusion, and now you get bitter about it because you want to say, let's just normalize saying this is what I bring to the table. No, I think that he vetted it out and he figured it out. Listen, it's a lot of things that you guys don't really understand about what's wrong with the whole dating process. And what's wrong with the dating process is that it takes a lot of time because people put their best foot forward. They don't lead with the things that's wrong with them, which I understand because you always want to make the best impression. Think about it like a job interview. If you go on a job interview, you don't say, well, I'm a difficult person to work with, or I have problems, or I was late coming into work every single day. You're never going to lead with the things that is wrong with you, ever. You're always going to lead and put your best foot forward. You're going to put on a suit. You're going to dress the way you're not going to dress when you come into work every single day. You're going to get a haircut. You're going to take care of business. But once you start to get a little bit more comfortable and then they have jean day, and next thing you know, you're wearing jeans every day or you want to work from home, and that wasn't the thing that you signed up for in the first place. And so what you see in a dating process a lot of times is the same thing that you see in an interview process. You're not going to get the real person. You're not even going to get how they feel or what their interaction is with their children's father or with their children's mother. And so this is why I say dating is for fools because you shouldn't even be dating until you get married. That means that you've already effectively vetted the person because you've been able to observe them in spaces without being romantically linked to each other, and you can see who they authentically are without them trying to impress you. You can see, how they are with their mother. You can see whether or not they have dependency issues. You can see what their financial situation is. You can observe how they move under duress, whether or not they have debt. You see these things just objectively, just in observance, right? You can see it in your network. You can see how people are. You can see how they dress, whether or not they communicate effectively, if they only get themselves together when they're about to go out. How do they come out the house, whether they're a clean person, if they're spiritual. You can see these things when you are around people that you network with. So I believe in being outside, being interactive, going and kicking it with people, uh, networking with people effectively. And when I say networking, that means just getting to know and experiencing people without there being any interest in anything, whether it be business, relationships, all of that. And when you can operate with dick discipline, or when you can operate without always trying to finesse somebody into getting in a situation to take care of your kids, you can objectively see who the people are that you surround yourself with, right? And so that's how you vet for the person that you're supposed to be, because eventually y'all have best interests at heart, and that is the person that you're supposed to be with. That is your husband or that is your wife. But when people go on dates, it's an excuse to spend money to do things to distract you to then try to find out more about the person. And I don't think that that's the way that you should be. And I also believe that that is the way that people get finesse. And so when I see people a lot of times complain about their circumstance or complain about what a man or what a woman won't take, that just means that you've been finessing, and eventually they got the goggles, they got the fog off of their eyes so that they can actually make an informed decision. And they got the balls up to say, you know what, this ain't really for me. And I'll also tell you it's a strong possibility that he's seen some other stuff that he's just not saying to you, which he had a valid point. He said, listen, why would I come into a situation and play step crash dummy to children when their own biological father don't even want to be involved with you or them? Valid question. I mean, it may hurt you a little bit because it forces you to observe your situation or take responsibility for the person that you then had children with, because that person is inherently going to be tied to those children for the rest of their life. And those kids, them ain't your kids. And so most guys don't want to finish another man's save game. And I think that it's a valid observation to say, well, wait a minute. Why would I do something that's not in my best interest? Or why would I be step crash dummy to children that's not mine? And you think that it makes sense. You think that it's fair. And then you get mad at me because I have preferences. You got preferences. Apparently, whatever dependency issue is, because she's trying to do a one for one, right? She's trying to do a comparison. Whatever dependency issues that he has, he put that out there. You said, I'm willing to live with it. And he said, oh, okay, cool. Whatever issues that you have, which obviously is being a divorced single mother that's 35, and you have multiple children, he said, and he observed, and he went back, and he said, you know what? This don't make sense. I don't want to continue another man save game. I can't live with this. And so this is not the thing that is best for me. And that's what people are doing. They are making a decision. They are being very careful about the people that they surround themselves with. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with it. Now, if you say that he had married you and now he wanted, he flipping the script on you, that's one thing, but he has no obligation to you. And so you single until you married, and you probably really like the guy, I'm assuming, and you also stated some things that you were willing to live with because he had a good job and he has stability and all of that. And so I believe that that's what you were looking for. You were looking for somebody to play a larger role in your life. And then she tried to gaslight us by saying, oh no, he wouldn't have to take care of my, get out of here, fam. He wouldn't have to take care of your kids. Stop. Y'all a package deal. Y'all come together. And I'm assuming that he also does not have children of his own. So that would be a double whammy. Yeah, y'all just not equally yoked. Not equally yoked. And so, it makes sense. Eventually he cut it off so that, you don't have any false expectations. Don't get too wrapped up. Don't get too involved with the people that you getting, interacting with. Stay off these day naps. Stop expecting men to jump over the fence for children that's not his. And everybody should be happy. Should be cool with that. I don't really see what the problem is. She shouldn't be emotionally attached to a person that much in the first place. But that's just my observation. I always like to give credit to the content creators. So that link will be in the description, because regardless of whether or not I agree or not, that's just the right thing to do, to give credit to the content creators. Also, make sure you tap into the Patreon link is in the description. Just posted in there yesterday. And I need y'all to respond to that so we can make sure that we, taking care of business. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. And then make sure you subscribe to the channel. Probably about to get ready for the Millionaire Morning Show so we can cook up today. Should be a great day. We're going to talk about the first 100 days in office, so that's going to be fun. And I enjoy you guys. I enjoyed you last night. Thank y'all for tuning in. I love you. I appreciate you. Let me know what you think about this comment or this situation in the comments. I love y'all.